Hi, I'm Greg Kozlik from the Delaware Bankers Association and the author of the Great Investo series of children's books. This year we have another new magical adventure with Investo and Penny, The Great Investo and Muscles O' Money. In this book, Investo discovers his money skills have gotten flabby. His assistant Penny suggests a visit to Muscles O' Money's gym is needed. The book illustrates that setting goals, making a budget, and saving are the keys to becoming really financially fit and the true money magic. Thank you to Capital One for helping to make this year's book a reality. Thanks also to our partners at the Center for Economic Education and Entrepreneurship for another great lesson. And finally, thank you to you for volunteering to teach children to save and for making savings magical. Enjoy the lesson. Now, here's Judy.
Greetings and a big thank you to all of you who have volunteered for Teach Children to Save Day. I am Judy Austin with the Center for Economic Education and Entrepreneurship at the University of Delaware. Before I begin the lesson, let me share a few tips with you. First of all, practice reading the book aloud and review the lesson before you go into the classroom. It goes much more smoothly if you're familiar with it. Write the questions on Post-it notes and insert them on the pages in the book, and then you don't have to refer back and forth to your lesson plan. And go to the classroom expecting to have a great time with the kids. You know, they're always so glad to have you there, as well as the teachers are glad to have you there. So just have a good time with it. And a couple of classroom management tips. Remind the students to please raise their hands and wait to be called on if they have something to share. And when you're showing the book, if you're showing it, make sure that you do it all the way around so all of the students can see the pictures. You might be using a document camera, and if you're not familiar with using one of those, a teacher or a student will be glad to help you with that. So if you've already received your packet of materials, would you take out your book and the lesson plan and follow along with me? You might want to have a highlighter. I'll show you. You can see I am big on using a highlighter for all of my lessons. And again this year, Greg Kozlik from Delaware Bankers Association has written and illustrated a brand new Great Investo book about the importance of saving money. This book is titled The Great Investo and Muscles O' Money. So let's begin the lesson plan. Starting with number 1 under procedure. Introduce yourself and your bank, and greet the children, of course, and begin the lesson by asking questions about savings. What does it mean to save money? Why is saving money important? And how many of you save money? Distribute handout 1 to all the students and have them with that on their desk and have pencils out as well. You're not going to use it till the end of the lesson, but it will save some time if you hand it out first. So show the cover of the book and read the title, The Great Investo and Muscles O' Money, and the author, Greg Kozlik. Tell students that Investo the Great is up to his old tricks, thinking that he is the most amazing money magician. He's going to use his newest invention, the currency ray. Begin to read the story, and I have inserted my Post-it notes in the pages, so that will tell me where I need to stop to ask some questions. In the mystical suburb where magicians all dwell, lives Investo the Great. He casts money spells. But his magic has gotten quite soft in the middle, while Penny, his assistant, is fit as a fiddle. Investo, said Penny, your skills have grown shabby. Your money muscles are weak and a little bit flabby. He said, I'm really quite fit, and I'll prove it to you with my money magic and my muscles too. My latest gadget is the currency ray. It will change this money by how much it weighs. When the ray hits the money, it changes, you'll see. So the more something's worth, the heavier it will be. Investo turned on the ray and took careful aim. The cash increased in weight, though it still looked the same. Pennies and nickels will weigh just a bit, but to lift dimes and quarters, you'll need to be fit. And $1 or more, you hardly could lift. You'd need muscles like mine, he said with a sniff. But when he tried to raise it, Investo couldn't lift any. Not the dime, not the nickel, not even the penny. Oh no, cried the wizard, looking at his physique. Either this money's too heavy, or I'm just too weak. Investo, said Penny, please don't get upset. You can build money muscles with some good money sweat. Exercise your muscles. That's the way to begin. The best place to do it is at the money gym. You need exercise, and sooner or later, you can build money muscles, and your skills will be greater. If you exercise, your money muscles will grow. So they quickly changed into their workout clothes. Then to the money gym, the pair of them went with Investo's tired muscles and his back sore and bent. They were met at the door by a money green guy with large money biceps and big money thighs. I'm Muscles o' Money. Yes, that is my name. You can get money fit. Just let me explain. Your muscles are puny and soft as a grape, but money exercise will get you into shape. Getting fit with your money isn't that hard to do. There are 3 easy steps. Let me show them to you. And as you saw, I took my Post-it out of the book, and I'm going to ask the questions that go with number 5 on your lesson plan. Can anyone suggest a way you can get into shape with your money? Now, you know, students all have unusual answers, creative answers. Anything they tell you is just fine, as long as it makes sense. So encourage them to give good answers. Then go ahead with the questioning. Can you always have everything you want? Of course not. And why not? And again, you're looking for answers from the students. Personal finances aren't hard to control. The first step is setting a good savings goal. And savings goal is one of your word cards. So we're going to be talking about savings goals today. And what is a savings goal? You're asking the students. Why is it wise to have a savings goal? And then explain to the students, you don't always have to have a specific savings goal. Sometimes it's just a good idea to just save your money, and that way, when you get something that you need or want, your money is there and you'll already be able to get it without having to save more. A goal is the thing that you're aiming for. It's working toward something that you hadn't before. Your savings goal can be whatever you choose. A game, or college, or even a cruise. It could be a new house, or a car, or a pet kangaroo. It can be anything. It's all up to you. So I'm now on number 7 of your lesson plan. And explain that there are 2 types of savings goals, short-term and long-term. Short-term is a good or a service that you can buy within a short amount of time, maybe weeks, months, maybe a year. A long-term goal is something for which you'd save, and it would take you longer than a year to actually reach that goal. So, what can some of you think of that might be savings goals for yourselves? And again, children will have all kinds of answers. As they're giving those to you, ask them, would that be a short-term goal or a long-term goal? Setting your goal is the way to get going. Wow, look at how fast your money muscles are growing. And point out that the weight is made up of pennies. You're getting stronger. That's fantastic. That's great. Now, test out your money muscles by lifting this weight. Hooray, cried Investo, lifting it off the floor. Well, that's a start, agreed Muscles. But now wait, there's more. If you really want your money muscles to grow, you must know the places where your money goes. Having a budget is the best way of knowing where your money has been and where it is going. And I'm now on number 8 on your lesson plan. Ask, what is Muscles' second step? And can anyone explain what a budget is? And then you're going to hang up your budget word card. So these are the 2 main words that you want them to know from this lesson. Your personal budget is your money's best friend. It shows you how much you earn and how much you can spend. Start writing it down. That's the way to begin. Record all of your income. That's money coming in. Write down your allowance and amounts that you're paid, even the dimes that you earn selling when you sell lemonade. Once you know what you earn, then track all that you spent. Then you'll understand just where your money went. And I'm on number 9 on your lesson plan at this point. What is income? Well, you can refer back because it explains that it's money coming into you, money that you've earned, money that you've been given as gifts. And why do you think a budget is important? Well, of course, again, you'll get various answers. The main one being that you won't spend more than you earn, more than you take in. Budgets show what we spent and how much is remaining. And that's a big part of your money training. Hey, look, said Investo. My money is moving. With the help of a budget, my strength is improving. And now he's up to nickels on his weight. You've set goals, said Muscles, and you're a budget machine. Here's the last exercise for your money routine. In step 3, you will start saving your money to have big money muscles and a future that's sunny. And I'm now on number 10 on the lesson plan. You could stop either after 34 or 35. It doesn't, they go together. And so what is Muscles? Step 3. And of course, that is to begin saving. You can save in your sock, or a drawer, or a jar, but there's a much better place to make your money go far. Your local bank is the place where your savings belong. They have just what you need to make your money grow strong. Banks are gyms for your money. There it gets exercise. And in addition to that, there's an extra surprise. Your money's working hard while it's in the bank. Banks pay you interest on your savings account, so your money can grow to a greater amount. Then your interest earns interest, and soon it starts to compound. Soon your savings will be the strongest money in town. I'm on number 11 on your lesson plan. Can anyone explain what interest is? And why do banks pay you interest? It's a wonderful thing to have money that's healthy, to be financially fit, independent, and wealthy. You've followed my program. You really did hustle. Congratulations, Investo. You've built your money muscles. That's great, said Investo. Thanks to your money skills, I can lift all of these coins and even these bills. But when Investo began raising the cash over his head, the money flipped him over and lifted him up instead. Here's a fact, said Muscles, that you'll find is true. When your money grows stronger, you'll see it carries you. You were right, said Investo, and I'll gladly admit that everything's better when you're financially fit. So I'm now on number 12 on the lesson plan. Explain to the students that you're going to be playing a budgeting game to see if a savings goal can be reached. To begin the game, place the list of savings goals, which, by the way, I got all these prices off of Amazon. Place it under the document camera so that all the students can see that. For purposes of the game, you want each student individually to select an item off of this list and write that on the paper that's in front of them, where it says, my personal savings goal. So they're picking out one of these items as their personal savings goal. And then the next line of it says, how much does it cost? So they record that on their handout. And while they're doing that, you're going to do the same on your handout, which is under the document camera. And I'm going to say, I want a tin can robot. So I'm going to write that as my savings goal. And, well, it says how much do you think it will cost. because this is an approximate number that I got off of Amazon. So it's going to cost $13. Now, if you look at the whole list, that's one of the less expensive items. So would that be a short term or a long term, do you think? Well, it depends how quickly you save, doesn't it? So then you're going on to number 13 on your lesson plan. What you have are cards, and these have both money coming in, income, and spending cards. It makes it a little bit easier if you'll kind of cheat a little bit by putting maybe 2 income cards at the top of the pile. That way you're not going to have to be working with negative numbers when you do the game. So you're going to set the pile of cards where students can come up and choose a card. And of course, I have already rigged it so that the top one says you make $5 selling lemonade. And on the paper, as my transaction, I'm going to write selling lemonade. And it says $5. So the students are writing this on theirs at the same time you're writing it on yours. Now, did I withdraw that or did I deposit it? Well, that's an income, so I deposited it. So I've put it in the deposit column. And so I want a plus or a minus sign. When I deposit, am I adding to it or am I taking away from it, subtracting? Well, I'm adding to it. So at this point, I started with a balance of 0, and I've added $5, and so my balance is now $5. So then have another student come up and select a card. You find $1 in coins in your couch. So find coins. If I find it, is that going to be adding it in as a deposit, or is it going to be withdrawing, taking it out? Adding it in. I found $1. So I'm going to add $1. And my total now is, my balance is $6. And you're going to keep doing this, having a different student draw each card. And you have 12 spaces on your handout. So at the end of the 12 spaces, you're going to see what your balance is. And then each individual child will finish these questions based on what goal they wrote at the top. So let's say, your cards are such things as you spend $2 for a present for your mom, you earn $4 for yard work, and for your information, in the packet is a total of $29 in savings, okay? But then you come across the spending cards as well. So by the time you get down to the last budget line, the students are going to answer individually. Do you have enough money saved to reach your goal? And if not, how much more will you need to save? And that's the end of that activity. But on the back of the paper is the same thing again. So half the class has been able to select cards. If you have time, play it again. If not, leave that for the teacher. She might choose to play it again with them and shuffle the cards. It will be a different order to the cards. They can choose a different savings goal and have a good time with it a second time. When you're finished with the game, you are going to do number 15 on your lesson plan by asking the wrap-up questions. What is Muscle O Money's first step to financial fitness? Hopefully they know savings goal. What is his second step? That would be budget. And what is his third step? Saving money toward a savings goal. So, have a really good time and just enjoy the students. When you're all finished with that, then you can hand out any little gifts to your students if you've brought something for them. Thank you very much for participating in Teach Children to Save Day.